I'm Anthony, and I'm on a 1,000-week journey to upgrade life, my life, and the lives of others. The upgrade today involves understanding the history of the U.S. presidency, and in particular, just how freaking old is clueless Joe Biden? Questions that have been asked here the last few days. First, I don't think he's clueless, and I really don't think he's that old at all. It's just compared to the history of the presidency, he is certainly older than others. And that takes us to a timeline that I've got on the screen here that I've been working on for the past about 3 years or so. Down here in the bottom right corner, you can see today, the 20th of January in the year 2021, we've got the inauguration of the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden, taking over after the 45th President, Donald Trump, has left town to go back to Mar-a-Lago. So this timeline is really good for showing what happens at a given period of time, such as January 2021. And if I scroll on back through history, I can see what President Trump was doing, but I can also see that at the same time, let's say February of 2017, Joe Biden was in Greenville, Delaware, and Barack Obama was living in a suburb of Washington, D.C. You've got George W. Bush in Preston Hollow, a nice enclave near SMU in Dallas. You've got the Clintons in New York. You've got George H.W. Bush was still alive at the time, living in Houston. Reagan had already passed away. Jimmy Carter was still living in Plains, Georgia, as he is up to this day of this recording. So it's a good way to just see again what's happening at any given day. But it doesn't answer the question, how old are these people when they took office? You know, I mean, I can scroll down through here and I can see that Barack Obama takes office in January of 2009, but it tells me nothing regarding their ages. So to help get a better sense of kind of a parallel understanding of where each president was at a certain point in their lives, I've created a secondary spreadsheet that gives a better picture for how things unfolded in their lives. So let me go up to the very top here and just show you that I've got Joe Biden listed here. Just entered him as a brand new category. I think when I first started this, Trump was president. It was at least a year or so into his presidency. So I got to add a new president on the timeline, which is pretty cool, and get another chance to do that in hopefully 4 years, maybe 8. We'll see. I don't know if Biden himself will last that long in that capacity, but we'll see. So anyway, I can see in the year 0, Joe Biden was born on the 20th of the month on his very first month and was born in Scranton. But I can scroll down. I can scroll down and see where he was. For example, when he was in the 7th grade, he was in Wilmington, which I misspelled here, Delaware, at St. Helena School in the 7th grade. At the same exact time, Donald Trump was in the 7th grade in Queens, New York. Barack Obama was in the 7th grade in Honolulu. George W. Bush in Midland, Texas. Bill Clinton, Hot Springs, Arkansas. George H.W. Bush, Greenwich, Connecticut. And Reagan, Dixon, Illinois, etc. No surprise to see Jimmy Carter in Plains, Georgia. So this is just showing, again, parallel lives at any given point. That's an interesting one here. Harry Truman, practicing the piano 5 to 7 a.m. each day when everybody else here is in the 7th grade. Let me go all the way out to the big picture here and take a look at the chart and scroll down. And what you start to see are patches of yellow. And the patches of yellow represent that period in which that president was in office as president. So we've got this streak of yellow here, followed by green. Now the green represents that person's no longer alive. So this is Biden. here in 2021. So we're going back. Here we've got Trump, Obama, moving on back through the years until we get to this one, which should be pretty obvious, right? You've got a presidency that ends and then a person immediately dies. That's obviously JFK, November 1963. So after that, you can see LBJ takes over. LBJ was much older than JFK, but he at least had a little bit of time left here after his presidency before he hit the green, in which he died. So let me go to the very bottom of this chart. And to the far right, the cell about right here is Joe Biden being inaugurated January 2021. And you can see if you look across the parallel lines of history, he is older certainly than Trump was when Trump was inaugurated. Certainly older than Obama. Obama's not even appearing here yet. He's way up here, I believe in his 40s. And if you scan across, you get to this relatively old person here. And if you were alive in the 80s and watched the presidential debates, and particularly the one where Walter Mondale was challenging Reagan about his age, it's interesting to think that Reagan, when he left office, was younger than Biden is in Biden's first day in office. You think about the Iran-Contra affair hitting in 87-ish, towards the end of his presidency, and all of that stuff that took place during his second term, where, his excuse often was, I just don't remember, I don't recall, probably some early symptoms of Alzheimer's. So that was taking place towards the end of his presidency, but he still wasn't as old as Joe Biden is today when he took the office. Anyway, going across through history, you can see that there is no other president who took the office at the age of 78 or older. I mean, the founding fathers. Get over here, we got George Washington. Ignore this one. This one is Benjamin Franklin. I just put him in there to see where he was. I think that's Franklin. Let me check. Maybe I included him on this. Let's see. Let me zoom in. Yeah, I got Franklin on there. Okay. Get back out here where we can see a little bit better. So looking from the bottom, you can see that there are a lot of presidents. Look at this one. From here all the way to here. It's about 20 of them or so. All of these presidents, every single one of them in a row, had been dead before the age that Joe Biden is to assume the presidency. And then we can look at the top of the chart as well, and you can see presidents who were especially young. You've got, I believe this is Bill Clinton here. We've got Barack Obama. We've got JFK, of course, and Teddy Roosevelt, who took the presidency over, I believe, 1 month before his 43rd birthday. A lot of the founding fathers, presidents 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they're all kind of in that general ballpark of being president around the age of 60 or so. And then you see a demographic shift towards younger presidents up in this bubble section here. So anyway, that just gives you a better historical feel for where Joe Biden is in the grand scheme of U.S. presidents taking the office at a given age. If you would like a copy of this chart, I will probably make it available to Patreon members at some point in the near future. I just have to get that all set up. And my plan is to upload a brand new version of this chart about every week. And I upload it based on historical events that are taking place. My goal is to also read through all 46 of the U.S. presidential biographies. I've hit a few of them so far, but looking forward to adding more nuanced information. And to go back to the first chart, again, you can see the headings up here. We got Bill Clinton here, for example, and we can go back to any particular point in his life, and Here he was at Yale Law School in 1973, which is about the time that Joe Biden entered the Senate in January. I believe, January of 1973. This is kind of cool. Let me go over here. And all that green was presidents who were already dead. And we can see what was going on in January 1973. The PBS series All-American Family began airing. The musical band Journey was founded in 1973, as was AC/DC. Dawn detergent was introduced in 1973. Let's see, let me go back over to January. There we go. Swanson introduced the Hungry Man dinners. So all that was taking place. So Joe Biden has been in the Senate before Maria Lopez was born, before Elton John's Little Brick Road. Let's see, before, and I've got random stuff here that I've just added for the fun of it. Let's see what else we got here. The movie Jaws, of course, in 1975. Fawlty Towers. Lots of good stuff. Peyton Manning wasn't even born. He seems kind of old these days. Kind of playing the retirement card on the commercials. Prairie Home Companion with Garrison Keillor. That was still 3 years out when Joe Biden took over in the Senate as a junior senator from Delaware. To think through all the stuff that guy has seen and has had a front row seat to in the United States Senate. Watergate that took place. He was there for that. Heading up the Senate Judiciary Committee and overseeing the nominations of Bork and Clarence Thomas. Just so much stuff. So when people say that he, has no clue in this and that's just the biggest pile of rubbish that I think I've ever heard. And this is not coming from somebody who's a rabid Joe Biden supporter at all. But just looking at the data on the timeline, it's quite impressive, the amount of experience that he has in Washington. So anyway, that's a brief overview, and hope you enjoyed that. So I'm Anthony. Thank you for watching, and keep upgrading.